Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bibek Poudel from from the subject Engineering Research Method 851. Well, the topic of mine is soft soil improvement using vertical drains. So now I'm going to cover few key points which are very essential in my research. So my key points are: first one is introduction, and second one is research question, and third one is research design, and fourth one is advantage of the design that I took for my research, and fourth one is disadvantage of the design that I took for my research, and fifth one is conclusion on my perspectives. So talking about introduction, first of all, the first point of mine is characteristics of soil. So what is soil? Soil is a mass that is composed of various tiny particles, and those particles can be anything, maybe sand, maybe pebbles, or various things. And the characteristics of soil is determined by these particles. The main components of soil are water, sand, and various tiny muddy things. So these are the soil. So let us forget about the soil. But the main component of the soil is water. If there are less number of waters, then that is also not good. And if there are high water content, and that is also not good. And that is the main problem prevailing in today's practical world. As we all know that soil is the burning topic on this world, as all over the world there are various constructions going on. So this soil is, I mean, the land is where the construction are built upon. So the land where the construction is going to be constructed, where the structure is going to be constructed, should be strong enough to support the structure. So on that topic, we need to increase the stability of a soil. We need to know the bearing capacity of the soil. If the bearing capacity of the soil are good enough, then they can withstand the structure. So moving to next. So for this, we need to understand how to increase the stability of a soil, as the nature of the soil is not same for all the soils. The nature of the soil depends upon the geographical structure, its component, its water level, or maybe how much, maybe the distance from the sea level. So there are various things that determines the characteristics of soil. So now, how to improve the soil? There are various methods for the improvement of a soil. The first one is using the vertical drain, which I am researching on, and the next one is using vacuum consolidations, and the topic I took is electrical vertical drains. So this is also one of the methods where by the application of which we can improve the quality of the soil. So now moving on research question. So what's the research question of mine? The only research question of mine is how to decrease the water content of a soil, how to increase the stability of a soil, and how to increase the strength of a soil so that it can withstand the pressure that is up of that. So now, research design. Well, I have took a design which the topic of my research design is application of electrokinetic treatment on the soft soil using electrical vertical drains. So in this is the experimental design. That means there are lots of assumptions, lots of control points over there, and then it has Mr. Lee, E.C. Lee. He has done 3 tests. One is control test, field test, and 2 are electrokinetic tests. Those are lab tests. So now on this, what he did was he investigated the performance of electrical vertical drains, and first of all he applied electrokinetic treatment to the soils, and then due to the application of electrokinetic treatment, the soil got its strength, and due to the electroosmosis there were waters on the soil, and by the application of electrical current, the water content were decreased, and the strength of soil which was gained due to electrokinetic treatment were as it is. So what I learned, that the water content were decreased, the stability of our soil were increased as strength of the soil were increased. So this is what the research design. So now, what were the advantage of this design? Of course, the advantage was they were decrease in water content, increase in strength of the soil, and then 3 tests were done. That means one test was done in a field, and two other were done in a lab. So the results were quite similar. So that means it was quite accurate on the perspective of the Mr. Lee. So overall, the stability of soil were improved. So now, what were the disadvantages? As I already told you that it is an experimental design. So that means this has too many control points. So although it was the results were well in support of in support of the stability of a soil, but in a practical world that may be quite difficult, as too many control points makes quite a fake situations. But let's see, and too many assumptions. Yes, too many assumptions tends to make the result in a proper way, but in a practical world, assumptions won't work, because if it won't work, that won't work, and result may vary. Yes, the result may vary in the practical world. So, conclusion. Talking about conclusion, see, a very basic thing. Soil is upon which the structure is being built, and we need to improve the stability of a soil. We need to increase the bearing capacity, the capacity of the soil to bear the pressure that is up upon that. So that needs to be improved in order to have safe construction, or else there may be a dangerous accident. Maybe we have heard of many more news all over the world that the structure got vanished, the structure got like it came straight down, because the soil was unable to withstand the pressure of a building. In fact, when we go for constructions, we need to check the first of all, always soil test should be done, even for roads, for everything. How much load is going to be acted upon the soil. So, and we need to check the bearing capacity of a soil, and then we need to measure that. If the bearing capacity of the soil is more than the load that is going to be upon it, then that's good. But if the bearing capacity of soil is less than the load that is going to be act on it, then we need to work on it. We need to increase the stability of a soil by using various methods like electrical vertical drains, or vacuum consolidations, or by even everything. And the main harm that causes to the soil is excess water, excess pore pressure. We need to decrease the pore pressure so that the soil will be compact. The more compact the soil is, the more stable it is. So these are the various things that I took on the research topic. So I'm still doing on. So I will still work on it. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching.